Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. The general election is coming up on Tuesday, November 6th, and my next guest is Peggy Creer. She serves as the president of the League of Women Voters of Milwaukee County. How are you, Peggy?
Very good, thank you.
I'm glad to have you here. And the League of Women Voters of Milwaukee County was formed in 1920. You have an amazing history. If you would, tell us more about what it is you do.
Well, the League of Women Voters was formed the same year that the 19th Amendment was passed, and that was the amendment to the Constitution that guaranteed women the right to vote.
That's right.
And so our mission is to empower voters and defend democracy. And back then it was a women's group. It has since expanded, and now we keep the name to honor our founders, but we have men as members as well.
Yes, and it's interesting, back when the organization was founded, you thought, you know, after the big convention that you really wouldn't have to work as hard to defend some of the things that were issues back then, but you're working as hard as ever, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it took 70 years of work just to get to that point.
Yes.
Where the amendment was passed, yes.
Well, like I said, we'd like to know a little bit more about the work that you do on a daily basis.
Well, most people are familiar with the League as the people who go out and about registering people to vote, and that's a big part of what we do. But I would say that's about half of what we do. And our particular focus in recent years has been on populations that are underrepresented in the polls. That would be young people. And to reach young people, we're very active on social media, but we have a very nice partnership with Milwaukee Public Schools and with the City Election Commission, where we are in the Milwaukee Public High Schools, where we talk to the students about voting. We promote it as a responsibility of citizenship, and we help register eligible students to vote. We also focus on we have a group called the Latinx Outreach Community that focuses on the Latino community. We have partnerships with Asian and Pacific Islander groups to promote voting among that population, also underrepresented in the polls, and in the African American community and in the Hmong community as well.
All right. And you guys also really team up with organizations and different community groups in order to help train them in order to get people registered, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We have a lot of partnerships that way.
If someone's interested in really partnering with your organization to do that, they would just need to give you a call?
Yes, or go to the website,
okay.
lwvmilwaukee.org.
Very easy to do. And what issues right now are the League of Women Voters most concerned with?
Well, on the voting front, it's, as I said, getting the underrepresented populations to vote. That's been our focus for the past several months, and we've been very, very busy the last several weeks on that. Although we are busy year-round, like we are at every naturalization ceremony, registering new citizens to vote. So that's a big focus. But as I said, we have another half to what we do, and that is issues advocacy. The League, throughout its history, has studied public policy issues and advocated in the public interest on those issues. And we do that by contacting elected officials and through putting on public presentations to educate voters on important issues.
That's great stuff. So we talk about the fair voting maps, which you guys oppose partisan and racial gerrymandering, and then you issue action alerts as well.
Yes.
So there is quite a bit that you get involved with, even when you think of fair housing. That is also something that you are concerned with. You support affordable housing for all.
Yes.
Yeah, all good stuff. And on Saturday, October 20th, you're presenting a free public issues forum. It's called Truth, Trust, and Democracy. Tell us a little bit more about that.
That one came about in part from a program we did about a year ago called Bridging the Polarization Divide. And that was about the political polarization in our country now and how it has made even conversations difficult, but certainly public policy difficult, in large part because people don't agree on the facts. And so we thought we would do a public presentation with some experts that could help people become more savvy consumers of news, savvy users of social media, to help ferret out fact from things that aren't factual, help distinguish between opinion and facts, and to find accurate reporting.
Which is very important, because we are hearing continuously that fake news played a part in a lot of people's thought processing when it came to the last election. And so to give people the tools they need in order to kind of filter through that, and also to, kind of find the accurate ways to keep up with what's really going on is helpful, especially in that arena. So that particular forum is going on again at Alverno College. That's at 3400 South 43rd Street, Saturday, October 20th, and they can go to your website to get more details on that, right?
Right.
And your website address?
lwvmilwaukee.org.
lwvmilwaukee.org. And I guess I'm interested in finding out what steps does someone need to take in order to become a member of the Women League of Voters, Milwaukee County. You did already say men are also welcome, so
Yes,
we don't want them to feel left out. What do they need to do?
And we have free student memberships now, too.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yes, on our website there's a link to join. Otherwise, you could call the office. I think the website's the best way to go, but we welcome everybody. The more the better when it comes to democracy.
Absolutely. And there's another event that you have coming up in November that I think is extremely important because we know that one of the main issues, we've talked about it many times on this show, is dealing with lead, especially in the city of Milwaukee. So November 17th, you've got Addressing Lead Issues, a Milwaukee focus. And that, we'll put the details on the screen, is at the United Way Johnson Controls Volunteer Center at 200 West Pleasant Street. That's from 10 until 12:30 p.m. And we just want people to really take part and have a better understanding of what's going on. That's 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., of course. So anything else you want to share with us as we wrap up?
Well, that program, we will also have a good panel of experts that could talk about the elevated blood levels of lead in children here, the sources of it, and some proposed solutions. I think it's going to be very interesting.
Oh, absolutely. So thank you so much for coming by and helping us better understand what it is you guys do. And we thank you for all the work that you're doing to get everybody ready to let their voice be heard on November 6th.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Peggy Creer is the president of the League of Women Voters of Milwaukee County. You can again visit their website at lwvmilwaukee.org or call 414-273-VOTE. That's 273-8683. And when we come back, we'll continue focusing on the upcoming elections and find out how local ministers are getting souls to the polls in Milwaukee. We'll do that right after this.